Next, we're going to experience a somber moment. It's the spot where Roger was buried.
This is where Roger gets buried.
What do you mean Roger gets buried?
He dies in the movie.
What does buried mean?
Buried? You know what buried means.
Buried? He gets buried. Not
Area with plants and such. And behind me, where Journey's Kids is where the Slack Shack was. That's how I know this is where he was buried. Because Peter comes out, he's got his bottle of liquor, pours out a little liquor for his home. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It does, it does. It's right here behind Peter was the Slack Shack. That was right here. Thanks, Raj. You're the best. Move on.
Tony, where are you going?
Okay, everybody gather around pretty much behind me, so I can talk to you right here. Gather around behind me. Gather around behind me. Gather around behind me. I'm going to talk right here as I'll turn around. Okay, everybody. This is where the blood pressure machine was. And behind me was the Ice Palace, where the food court is now. Interesting thing. People might be confused by this too if you study the movie. First time you see the blood pressure machine, there are glass windows behind it. Those are the Ice Palace windows. That's when he jumps in the machine and the lead biker comes and says, "Hey man, what the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Oh no," and walks away. But the second time you see the blood pressure machine, it's actually under the other set of escalators over there. And if you look in the background when it gets torn apart, it's the background of JCPenney's. It's the rock sort of wall and sort of one window with JCPenney's over here. I just got the kids to that too. H&M is where JCPenney's was. Above it is the Museum on JCPenney's was on both levels. So like I said, when anybody ever says, anything about the blood pressure machine, they'd both be right. They say one was here, one was over there. It was actually in both spots. Also right here, at one point, they switched things around all the time in this filming. Various purposes. There was a TP. And Sledge again comes around the TP. Got a sledgehammer. There's a girl, a zombie in a green outfit. He hits her, she falls down. Then another zombie in a cowboy hat grabs her around the shoulders, turns around, hits him. That was all right here. Things remembered was right there, the TP was right here. Now we move into the Ice Palace, which is now food court. Actually, we can stop right here. Stop right here. In the movie, you see Tom Savini at one point in a motorcycle, and he's in a sidecar. He's got a machete. They come roaring up the lane here. There's a zombie, and he swings the machete and chops its head off. Right through here in front of the Ice Palace windows. Let's move into the former location of the Ice Palace.
Sorry, Tina. Keep stepping on your shoes.
All are welcome. All are welcome. Come close here. Come close. Come on, Don, get up here. Come on, everybody in. This right here, you are standing in the former location of the ice rink, the Ice Palace of Monroeville Mall.
You can look down here.
It was removed in 1984 to make way for the food court. Over the years, food courts became a thing in various malls. This mall was no different. They needed a food court, so they removed the ice skating rink. That's progress. Back directly behind me is where Steven and Fran would have been having target practice. Fran would have been skating on the ice all around in here. Zombies would have been roaming around the ice falling and all that in the movie. But this is it. Also, this middle section was not here. A lot of the middle was not here. It was open, so when you're in stores and there was a restaurant up there, you could watch the ice skating from up above. You just want to roam around and watch the ice skating. Following them, we all went up the escalator at the same time, and it started to like collapse. Galen freaked out; she almost fell. The step collapsed all over, and they had to close it off because I guess there were too many people on the escalator at once. The past few tours, I've reenacted the scene where the people, the gray sweater zombie, you know the sweater zombie they call him. His name was Clayton Hill. He goes up the escalator, he's like this. I reenacted for everybody, but it's broken right now, so I can't do it for you. So you just have to imagine. Unless
Go
you
down,
want
go
to
down.
do it backwards. It's not the same. Anyway, this is the center court. Various times in the movie, you will see views of it from up top, on either side. During the end credits, you see zombies going up the escalator. At one point, you see after they go on the hunt, the bodies are stacked up in the middle here in front of Jason Mendes. Like I said, H&M and the movie theater above were JCPenney's all through the filming, and up until 2012 it was closed. They destroyed the building. That's where the escalator was. They slide down. That's where the elevator was, where Flyboy gets eaten and he returns as a zombie. Both of those would have been all the way back at the edge of the movie theater. Would have been the center here. Would have been the escalator halfway through the building, and then all the way at the end of the building was the elevator to the left-hand side of the main doors. And when he's in the movie, he goes in the bottom elevator, that's where he runs in, and then when he gets bit, it's on the top floor of JCPenney's, and it's also where he emerges to go to their hideout, and he brings all the other zombies with him. Also of note right here, this is the first time you see the Hare Krishna zombie in the movie. It's like facing JCPenney's, and he slowly turns his head. You can see in the shot inside, part of the something else interesting to come around here. If you look at your program, everybody come in front of me right here, or you're not going to be able to see it. Look in your program, you'll see Peter on his walkie-talkie by a column. I'm going to stand here, sir, so please come in front of me. Everybody come around so you can see this. Look at the shot with Peter by the column. It's right here. You can match up this dot and this faint one and this line. I am not as tall as him, but I'll try to get up there so you can get a proper match. Do you see the shot?
Wait, what picture? What picture?
Marble pattern matches.
Oh yeah.
And he's on his walkie-talkie looking like this. Alright. Right, moving along. Alright, you can stand here, right about here. Come on in. Even behind me a little bit, you come over here. Come on in over here. Come on in over here. This is the spot right here where the blood pressure machine was when the sombrero wearing biker he's torn blind. He runs over, actually stole a dummy from JCPenney's for some odd reason, if you notice, pay attention to the movie. He places it on the side, he gets in, and the zombie's throwing him around there. Rip off his arm, he stays in there, and they drag him over here and tear him apart. Also in the spot, the leader biker, the sidecar, the guy driving him, come around here, and you see a shot where he looks directly at the camera, right here, the leader of the biker. And he also runs through here at one point to come to his motorcycle, and it's in front of JCPenney's, aims his Tommy gun, fires it like this. Also of note, Crazy 8 here, at the time of filming, that was where the Pomodoro, the restaurant, was. That's where Fran and Steven have their intimate dinner, and he proposes, and she refuses. It's also where they stack the bodies in the freezer. Right where Crazy 8 is. Now let's move forward a little bit over here.
Tina.
Over here, everybody has you can stand sort of around me, all around me here. Come on, everybody surround me like you're gonna eat me up. Surround me. Okay, a lot of things happen in this exact area. Right here is where they had what I call the dark rail bridge. It's dark with black rails. Dark rails around it. The car was right here and would have been facing this way. Actually, when they steal the car, they drive away from the bridge. You see in your program here. And there's the column. The car was right here facing the column. They drive off. Do you see where the car is and the bridge next to it? So they steal the car and they drive down that way, this edge of the mall, and they go towards the biker entrance where we started. And they close off the first set of doors. They steal the car right here. Next to it is a bridge. And also on this area, this exact spot, and the bridge where the car was, is where they had the pie fight. The first pie that you see thrown in the movie is on the bridge. It's actually documentary filmmaker Roy Frumkes. He made Document of the Dead, the making of Dawn of the Dead. He's the one that turns around. He's got like a red plaid shirt on. Turns around, he's got the pie in his face. And they all start running around this bridge area, throwing pies, hitting zombies with pies. And then at one point you see there's a zombie standing like this. And there is one guy with a helmet here. He's got a gun. He fires it. And then some of the bikers are running around, they're playing with this zombie, and they steal his wallet out of his back pocket. His back is to the camera. All that stuff happened right here. All the pie fight, most of it is all in here. The car was right here. There's a little bridge. On the other side of the bridge and the car spot, right here there was a bench. This is where the bikers took all the jewelry and rings off of the woman. She was sitting on the bench right about here. And they robbed her. Now we're getting close to a really cool spot. If you remember in the movie, Steven is running around, locking the doors, and the bikers come in. And he gets upset. He's like, we took it. It's ours. Well, this is what he does. Next to the bridge, there was a rock wall with water flowing down, and there was a bench. He comes through the foliage behind sort of a kiosk. He comes through. He's looking. The bench would have been right here. He comes up, and he takes his rifle and aims, and he's like, we took it. It's ours. And he fires at them. And that starts the war. Now we got a war. So he gets up and he comes over to this column. Come around here. You can match up the shot in your program. Come in front of me. He comes right here and he's looking down the hallway for the bikers who are coming. You can match the shot in your program to Steven on the walkie, or Steven with his gun there. The bottom ones are different. These ones you can match. He's right here like this.
Why does it look
You
like
see it?
Why does it look like it's outside?
It's a tree. It's a tree, Adrian.
It's trees. There are all kinds of little sort of good, real trees, fake trees, and foliage in here. This is the shot. And interestingly, we have another shot right around here. Right here. You see the female zombie. You see the female zombie right here in your program? Look at this female zombie. She's right here. You can match to her side the marble pattern right here. I will stand in the spot. To her side, you see this marble pattern. She's like this, head down. And they shoot her, splatters all over. And she's like this, right here. And that's this marble pattern. Alright. Now we move along down here. Something interesting that maybe you might have participated in. Come closer. Actually, you can come all around, as long as you can hear me. Come around me, just as long as you can hear me. Come closer. Okay. Do you remember 2 years ago? There used to be a bridge here, another one. There was a bridge over there, and there was a lighter railed wooden bridge here. You'll see in your program. In the movie, you see zombies on it, just laying there after the hunt because they've been killed. You see the shot in the program? It's right after where we just were. Should be right here. See this wooden bridge? 2 years ago, that was always in the mall. It was the last remaining piece of middle foliage or bridge or any kind of pond that was in the mall since the filming. 2 years ago, they decided they're going to remove it. So I heard this, and I started a movement with fans to save the bridge. If you remember, anybody signed the petition 2 years ago? I started this page on Facebook, Save the Dawn of the Dead Bridge. We got like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of likes in like 2 days. I started an online petition with a friend of mine. We got over 2,000 signatures, and we got them all to take notice. They were just going to throw it out, toss it out, or give it to somebody. Whatever happened, didn't matter to them. But they didn't know there was such an, maybe love for it or, desire to have it here. But here's the thing. They weren't being insensitive. They weren't being heartless. They know they're fans. But current mall regulations state, I only just recently heard this too, that you cannot have water like that in a mall. Because of safety reasons, people could get hurt, people could fall in. There were actually fish in the pond. We are standing in the spot where the pond was and that last bridge. It's right here. They either have to put up big walls around it so people don't fall in, or they have to remove it. So instead of having stupid walls blocking everything, blocking the beauty They removed it, but because of our signing the signatures on the petition, we got them to take notice, and they had a ceremony, and they gave it to the Heinz History Center. They told us at the time that it will be on display in 2018, so it has not arrived yet, it's not on display, but they have it, and we hope it's on display next year. But thank you all for any of you who may have heard of that, who paid attention. There was news coverage, it was in newspapers, on TV. Thank you for signing the petition if you did. It really helped.
Where's it going to be?
Heinz History Center,
Where's that?
Pittsburgh. Downtown Pittsburgh. It's off of Small Man, right?
I heard it's yeah.
Locals.
I heard it's free all weekend too.
Okay.
Heinz History Center.
Okay. He said the Heinz History Center is free all weekend, but it's not on display yet. Not supposed to be until next year.
Fishing element.
That is the time where everything is here.
As I said, on the other end, there was a set of stairs. At that end, there was also a set of stairs here. Directly in the center here, going up, straight up. This escalator, these escalators is not here. This is the court where the old clock tower was in the movie. It was dead center. Come on over. Clock tower was directly in the middle here. A couple interesting points about it. There were 7 puppets in the clock tower. On the hour, a puppet would emerge, and all 7 of those puppets represented one nationality group of people who live in the Pittsburgh area. And then I was told by the security guards that at 7 p.m., all of them would come out.
What happened to the tower?
Where'd the tower go?
The tower was removed in 1987. They wanted a place for staging things, like
1987?
having an actual stage for presentations and such.
This tower.
Over the years, I've heard that the
That tower
puppets
right there,
stopped
too.
working,
Tower.
so they eventually just removed it and it went in the trash.
Oh.
There was no fandom, able to gather around and save it. It was just thrown out in trash. Those kind of things didn't exist in 1987. No internet, believe it or not. So, we got one more thing down here, then we're moving upstairs.
1987. Stop talking. How do we stop?
Remember we were walking out this morning?
Okay, thank you.
We did. How much?
They're funny.
First time?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was your cashier if you're going back to the convention center.
I'll stop by. How late are you guys here till?
Well, I'm not very sorry.
Ah, it looks cool though, doesn't it?
What?
Said it looks cool. Maybe one day we'll come back up again. There's no tour. There's no con in August.
Actually, this weekend is the first time I've done a home tour. Although as a fan, I've been preparing for years because I've researched this place all the time. I've been doing it for years. Although for the past 2 years, I've been doing tours up in Evans City, PA, where they filmed the original Night of the Living Dead and The Crazies. I've done that 2 years in a row so far. I'm also doing it this October. It's up in Embassy. It's about 45 minutes from here. It's a great time. Everybody enjoys it, much like this. You get on a bus, you travel all around the Epic City area where they film these things, and I point out everything just like in here. Well, behind me is the Women's Choice Network. At the time of filming Dawn of the Dead, it was Andre Duval's salon. So this is where Stephen had his haircut, and this is where Fran did her makeup. Now we're going to move up these stairs here and go upstairs. We have, I don't know, we don't have a lot left. There are 2 tight spots where I have to cycle people through, but besides that, it's not an extreme amount. Hey, does anybody need a cigarette break or anything? Do it now. I will wait for you. We're going now. All right, everybody's good? You ready to keep going?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Everybody come in behind me. Please stand over here. Come in behind me and please stand over here. Anywhere behind me. Please stand behind me. Anywhere behind me. Please stand behind me. Anywhere behind me, please. Please stand behind me, sir. Behind me. Eagle-eyed viewers may recognize this spot. Do you? Any of you? In the movie, they steal the car. They drive it through the mall. This is the second set of doors that they lock. You see them come down the hallway, but here's the interesting thing. Weren't we just downstairs where they took the car? Weren't they driving it around downstairs? How did they come around this hallway? Movie magic, of course. You're not supposed to know. Nobody's ever going to come to this mall. Well, you all have it. Thank you. So they come down this hallway. The car comes through here. You can see same stores, dimensions of the stores. You can see this marble column here. It matches the shot. They bring the car, parks right here. Stephen jumps out. Peter comes next to him. And Peter says, we'll get it all locked off, and we're going on a hunt. And you see the view of Peter facing this way. And you can see beside them in the shot where Stephen, I would be Stephen, Peter would be right here. You can see that marble pattern in the shot and match it up. It's in your program.
Yep, I can tell.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we'll keep moving here.
How did you get down the stairs?